Welcome back everybody to Read2Me TT Bedtime Series. Hope you all have a wonderful bedtime story today.
Yeah. And we know that recently a lot of us have been stuck at home. We didn't have much school going on, only online. But don't forget, you guys are being little heroes because you're helping us flatten the curve. And that just means that, you're allowing our sweet little island TNT to remain healthy. So thank you, and just keep hanging in there. Hopefully we'll get back to normal real soon, but you're doing a good thing. So I'm glad that at least you can have this experience of, hopefully we'll entertain you a little bit and you'd learn a little bit. And for all the mommies and daddies out there, you're going to learn something too, because I'm going to talk a little bit about the story and a little history on the story. We're going to read today. Our story is called Sweet Sorrel Stand, right? Okay.
Yes, Mom. And this beautiful story was written by Yolanda T. Marshall.
Yes.
Hope you guys have a great story. I know this is going to be very kiddish, but if you guys need a little sleepy time, let's get started.
Okay. Take it away.
It was a hot day. The sun was shining and the birds sang loudly from the black oak trees. Rose and Nicolas were feeling thirsty after playing soccer in their backyard when their mom called inside for some cold water before they would head up to the Caribbean store.
Okay, so this is an illustration showing Rose and her little brother, and they're playing football. So although we refer to it as a soccer ball, some of us know it as a football.
Guess what would quench my thirst right now? Rose asked.
Lemonade, replied Nicolas.
No, something red and sweet, Rose said.
Aha! It must be your favorite drink, Nicolas said, and they both yelled out at the same time, Sorrel! Yes.
They ran into the kitchen and asked their mom to make a sorrel drink. Please, Mommy, I know you usually only make it at Christmas time, Rose said, but it would taste just as sweet with ice on this hot sunny day.
Nicolas pleaded too. And Mom, you said it's rich in vitamin C and it will keep us healthy.
Their mom couldn't resist. After all, they made valid reasons for wanting a sorrel drink, and she loved it too. I will make a big pot, but you will have to be patient and let it steep for a few hours, their mom replied.
Okay, so this is Nicolas and Rose pleading with their mama, Mommy, please make the drink. And one thing we learned so far is that sorrel is rich in vitamin C, which fights off the cold and the virus and boosts our immune system.
Rose and Nicolas admired the dried red flowers. Dad said that this sorrel plant is originally from West Africa, Nicolas said.
That is correct. And it's a traditional drink for many Caribbean nations, their mom replied. Sorrel drink is made with the roselle plant flowers, boiled with various spices and sugar.
Roselle? Sounds like Rose's name, chimed in Nicolas. Rose smiled at her brother. Yes, hun, as sweet as your sister, Rose, their mom replied.
And I really want you to zoom all the way in to this little bag, this little illustration here. And I know you probably can't see it too well, but it says dried sorrel. Many of us have seen around Christmas time, mommy and daddy shelling the sorrel. They will cut off the head and then put the body to soak. Well, we all love sorrel so much that we decided we needed to have it all year round, right? So manufacturers have dried the sorrel and packaged it into the grocery. So now you can have sorrel not only when the flower blooms, but also all year round. So don't forget to ask mommy and daddy for some sorrel sometime tomorrow.
Mom stirred the sorrel drink in a huge hot iron pot. The aroma spread through the house. The children kept their eyes on the pot as their mom dropped a large piece of orange peel into the boiling drink. The scent of the sorrel heightened.
And their mom asked, "Who wants to help me add the spices?"
Me! Yelled excitedly.
Right, so I want to show you this pot, and if we can see the illustration here, it's actually showing you the hot steam coming out from the pot, which means she's boiling the water and she added the dried sorrel, and that's how it steeps.
Nicholas added cinnamon sticks and ginger. Rose added the cloves and nutmeg. Their mom stirred the sorrel drink until all the ingredients mixed together. She conducted a little taste test with a wooden spoon. The children sipped a spoonful each and nodded in approval. They went to the grocery store while the sorrel drink cooled down.
Right, so this is how we do a taste test. I'm sure many of us can now remember having a taste test. Mommy would sometimes ask us when she's cooking the soup or the pilau or any dish really, and she puts some in your hand and she says, "How does this taste? Does it need some salt? Is it tasting good?" So that's what we call a taste test, and I think that's something that we do a lot in Trinidad and Tobago.
When they returned, their mom removed the sorrel petals and added brown sugar. They each enjoyed a tall glass of sorrel drink with ice. "Mom, we should make a sorrel stand," Rose proposed.
Wow! We can sell each cup of cold sorrel drink for $1, Nicolas said. "I bet we can make enough money to buy a new soccer ball."
Their mom agreed. "You two are brilliant. I made enough sorrel for your new business."
Wow! They sound like little business guys. What do we call people who start their own business? Do you remember? Right, so we call them entrepreneurs. So these two guys had a business idea and they decided, "Oh, we could sell this and make some money," because they found it tasted really good. So they were little entrepreneurs.
I remember now.
Yeah?
Their dad arrived home in time to set up the Sweet Sorrel Stand. Nicholas and Rose wanted to share their favorite drink with their neighbors. They called out to everyone who passed by, "Come get some sorrel drink. Sweet sorrel on a sunny day."
Yeah. So here's a picture of Dad just getting home from work, only to see his little kids selling sorrel and doing really well for themselves. Good job, guys.
Their friends lined up to buy a cup of sorrel. Everyone loved it. This was the first taste of sorrel for most who came up to the stand. "Now, this is really refreshing," said Mr. Shaw.
"Oh my, you have a customer for life," promised Miss Myrtle.
Within hours, the word had spread, and the demand for sorrel drink increased. Nicholas, Rose, and their parents made more sorrel for the customers. It was a successful day for the Sweet Sorrel Stand.
Yep. I'm surprised they weren't singing the song, that famous song that we know. You want some sorrel or what? So your response was supposed to be eh? Okay. So this is an illustration of all the neighbors. They look very happy. They're enjoying their sorrel. And it seems like our little entrepreneurs are doing great and their business were pretty successful.
Yes, it was. Evening arrived and it was time to close for the day. I'm very proud of you two. You earned enough to afford a new soccer ball, to cover the expense of the ingredients, and to save in your piggy banks,
Wow.
said their dads.
Rose and Nicolas thanked their parents for all their help. Mom, maybe next time we will make a coconut water stand, Nicolas said.
That's a sweet plan, Rose replied.
Yes, and I'll just show you our final illustration where it seems like the entire family, they're just sitting there enjoying, maybe that's dinner, maybe they're having a little bit of the remainder of the sorrel, and they're just as a family just enjoying the whole experience and maybe having a post-mortem of like how the day went. So that was that.
The end.
Yes. But before we go, have a seat. Before we go, I just want to go through some of the words that you may not have been familiar with. I'm just writing my story down. That you may not have been familiar with in the story. So we're just doing a little recap. And mommies and daddies, feel free to go through this with your kids after, and it will be like a word bank. So they would have known some words and they would have enjoyed the story, and you could actually go to the grocery and get some dry sorrel and help them make the dry sorrel and pick up some of these ingredients, and they will always remember that experience, and it's a fun experience, especially in this time. So I'm just going to go through some of these spices first. So this is nutmeg, and this is how you spell nutmeg, N-U-T-M-E-G. And if you don't know what nutmeg is, I have a little nutmeg here that I had in my kitchen, and it comes in like a oval like shape, and you grate it and you put it in some drinks. You can even put it in your dishes. Next spice is ginger. Now there's also another drink you can make with ginger. What drink is that?
Ginger ale.
Ginger ale. There's another drink. Ginger beer. And we have that around Christmas time too. So ginger is G-I-N-G-R, and I'm sure you can find this in your fridge, in your mommy's spice or seasoning baskets. It's a root plant, it grows in the ground. The next spice is cloves. Now this is not something that we regularly use in our dishes. It has a very distinct taste. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Usually it comes in a packet like this, and it's really like little. I'm going to take it out for you because I don't think you can see the packet. But there's one place I know for sure mommy and daddy puts this, and that's in your ham. So, which is also a dish that we serve around Christmas time. So it seems like these spices, are usually very popular around Christmas time. And our last spice that they spoke about is cinnamon sticks. Now, this is a very funny word where you may not be able to sound it out because it has a double N. So you won't say cinnamon sticks, but when you look at it, you see it's C-I-double-N, which is N-N-A-M-O-N. And sometimes we confuse this A for O because if we don't pronounce it like cinnamon, we may say cinnamon, cinnamon, and you hear a sound. But it's a little tricky, but just remember it's C-I-N-N-A-M-O-N. Usually I like to learn my words when you put it in phrases, and maybe you could do a dance. Cinnamon, I don't know. But this is what a cinnamon stick looks like. And you can put it, my mom puts it in her tea. You can put it in drinks, you could just drop the whole stick and You can reuse it or you can grate it. Oh, this word. So, Sapphire read a part where they spoke about the aroma. And I know that's not a word that we usually use often in our repertoire of words, but aroma means a distinctive, pleasant, sometimes pleasant smell. Now, it could be a stinky aroma as well, but most likely it's a very pleasant smell. Aroma, aroma. And now you can say, Mommy, what's that lovely aroma? After she puts on her perfume, or if she's cooking something that smells delicious. Mommy, what's that lovely aroma? It smells great, because you know aroma refers to how something smells. Also, now we go on to patient. My word was upside down. Patient. Now you can't really sound this word out. Patient. So we have to this is more of a look and remember word, right? So P-A-T-I-E-N-T. And what does patient mean? Able to accept or tolerate delays, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. So you may have heard, oh my gosh, you're such a patient child. And this is how you spell that word. And now you can use that word. Mom, thank you for being so patient with me. And I want to tell you on behalf of Read2Me TT, as well as the entire nation, thank you for being so patient while we all try to get this crisis or this pandemic under control. We really do appreciate your patience. Okay, now this word, I have to admit, I had no idea that the sorrel plant was also called roselle. How many of us adults out there knew that? I'm not sure how much hands will go up, but it definitely was new to me. And the roselle is basically just another name for sorrel. It's part of the hibiscus family, and it's a plant. So now you know, R-O-S-E-L-L-E, roselle. So it has two L's in it. Okay, so those, excuse me, steep. So we spoke about steep before, and you may not have known that it has two E's in it, but it does. So steep, it's something. Steeping is the soaking in liquid, usually water, but you could steep in any other liquid of solid. So you put the solid plant, the sorrel, inside the water, and it extracts the flavors of the plant. And then we get usually a red liquid. What first was clear is now red because we took out some of the flavor from the plant. This is the last word. And it's pretty big word. Pretty big word. This word is entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs. And our two kids, what were their names again? Rose and Nicolas. Rose and Nicolas were little entrepreneurs. Notice the word doesn't sound anything like what it looks like. E-N-T-R-E-P-R-E-N-E-U-R-S. That's a mouthful. But take the time to learn this word, because many of us, anybody could be an entrepreneur. The guy that sells doubles, he's an entrepreneur. He owns his own business. The guy that sells cars, he's an entrepreneur, or she's an entrepreneur. You can be an entrepreneur tomorrow if you've decided to. If you like something, maybe other people might like it too. So I'm going to just go over this word one more time. E-N-T-R-E-P-R-E-N-E-U-R-S. And you can do something as simple as sell water on a hot day. You know? So we're going to wrap up. And
thanks again for joining us from Read2Me's nightly bedtime series. Hope you had fun reading with us.
Before we go, I just have a note here. Before we go, it is really very important that you listen to us. Are you listening? Are you listening? Sounds like you said yes, Auntie Nikki. Okay, good. Do you want to be a little superhero? If yes, here's what you can do to help. Wash your hands. Make sure you sing. We're singing it. Happy birthday. We're singing it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. And you can sing it with different rhythms. Happy birthday to you. See? It can be fun, right? Make sure you sing happy birthday while you're washing your hands to ensure that you're washing it long enough and you're getting all the germs. Not just some, but all the germs. Keep your hands out of your mouth and remind mommy and daddy and granny and grandpa, everyone, to wear masks when they go out.
We can do this. Why? Because we're in this together. See you tomorrow, guys, for a brand new story with 2 new readers.
Bye and